Hello neighbor, I'm Robert Burns, Vice President of the Louisiana Association of Professional Auctioneers, or LAPA. I want to thank so many of our viewers for taking the time to look at today's episode, and I want to extend a very special welcome to our many auctioneers who are out of state from the state of Louisiana. Some months ago, the president of LAPA, Reverend Freddie Phillips, felt like it would be a good idea to accumulate a database of email addresses for auctioneers located beyond the state of Louisiana so that you could find out the things that are going on within the auction industry in the state of Louisiana. And we did embark upon that project, and I can tell you that as of the day I'm filming this, which is July the 24th of 2015, we have just over 1,800 auctioneers, and I'm talking about strictly out of state, over 1,800 auctioneers from all 50 states who are now receiving our email alerts so that they can tune in and see what's going on in the auction industry in Louisiana. And I'll take just a moment to provide a little bit of the feedback we're getting from some of those auctioneers. As everyone will recall, the last segment we did dealt with the difference in the treatment between LALB President Tessa Steinkamp, who knew for years that New Orleans Auction Galleries, the company for which she serves as vice president, or did serve as vice president, a treasurer, and director, they were doing things like auctioning off paintings for in excess of 6 figures. There was a lawsuit filed by a gentleman in Los Angeles, California, named Massoud Pouritan. There were about 6 complaints filed with the LALB. It showed you how differently they treated Bobby Manuel, a little, small auctioneer that entailed a $25 dresser, for which he had offered a full refund. And they did a full-blown hearing on that. You saw the video. Well, they did it thanks to us. You saw the video. They don't show you hearings, but we do, because we feel you have a right to know. So you saw the hearing, and you saw me vocally stating that, gee, why wasn't anything ever done with New Orleans auction galleries? Apparently it's not important when you have these $100,000 paintings. Now, they were forgeries. Christie had certified them as forgeries, and they were known to be forgeries at the time New Orleans auction galleries auctioned them, yet they auctioned them anyway. And of course, the company filed bankruptcy, and they owed some $5.4 million with only about $300,000 in assets with which to satisfy those claims. But I want to give some of the feedback that we got from that one broadcast alone. Again, talking about the varying treatment between Ms. Steinkamp and Ms. Jean Vitos, the owner of New Orleans Auction Galleries, who never appeared before the board, mainly because the attorney, Ms. Anna Dow, who is only concerned about her own paycheck, she's not about to aggressively pursue that, but she sure was willing to go after this $25 dresser for Bobby Manuel. And so we alerted the folks to that highly differing treatment, the special treatment, if you will, that comes with being the chairman of the Louisiana Auctioneers Licensing Board. Ms. Steinkamp even says she knew about the Los Angeles lawsuit, but never mentioned it. Okay? Let's give a little bit of feedback that we got from some auctioneers across the country. Let me just take a moment to read an email we received from Mr. Paul Stansel from Collinsville, Connecticut. And Mr. Stansel said, makes me glad Connecticut doesn't have licensing for auctioneers. Amen to that, Mr. Stansel. And if you'll notice, one of the reforms we propose of the Louisiana auction industry, it is to do away with the Louisiana Auctioneers Licensing Board. You have never met, or in all likelihood have never met, a more corrupt group of people than you're going to meet on that board. And that is just one example I gave you, the disparate treatment between Ms. Steinkamp and Mr. Manuel. There's plenty others. You've got payroll frauds, you've got travel voucher fraud. We'll slowly educate auctioneers across the country over some of the problems. And they hire a convicted felon, Larry S. Bankston, to come in and try to quiet me down, which didn't work. Mr. Bankston was convicted for receiving a bribe, accepting a bribe while serving as state senator. And he served some, 33 months in prison. He was sentenced to 41 months. He served 33 months. $20,000 fine. The LALB knew all of this when they hired him, but of course they hired him anyway because they needed to get someone to try and shut me up, which did not work. All right, that was the feedback from Mr. Paul Stansel in Collinsville, Connecticut. Let's move on to George Cunningham from Phoenix, Arizona, an auctioneer in Phoenix, Arizona. Mr. Cunningham says, sounds a lot like our local auction industry. This kind of thing has got to stop. It's making the auction industry look worse than used car dealers. Amen, Mr. Cunningham. We agree with your sentiments, and we very much appreciate you providing this type of feedback. We will never know how much we appreciate that. So let's move on now to Illinois. So we've had Connecticut, Arizona, and now Illinois. And thank you so much for sending me updates like the one below. It seems in today's world, we are so busy trying to work hard, take care of our clients, and do good that we miss out on the dirtiness and disappointing actions of others that hurt the consumers and the industry. So that'll give you just a little bit of feedback. Once again, we are so thrilled that you have taken the time to tune in our broadcast. We have over 1,800 auctioneers outside of the state of Louisiana now receiving the email alerts to be able to tune into these broadcasts. When you add in the 200 plus auctioneers that we send this out to in the state of Louisiana, it gives us a reach of just over 2,000. We are diligently adding to that list every day. And so the next time we appear before you, it may be closer to 3,000 total auctioneers. Once again, this is Robert Burns with the Vice President of the Louisiana Association of Professional Auctioneers, thanking you so much for your feedback from our most recent broadcast, and we look forward to bringing you more in-depth knowledge of what goes on in the Louisiana auction industry, and in particularly the regulatory body, the corrupt body overseeing the auction industry in Louisiana, the Louisiana Auctioneers Licensing Board. Thank you so much once again.